Okay guys, so here is a test that a lot of you probably have wanted to see. I'm going to test some of the most popular guns that I can actually get my hands on. I'm going to show you how they compare to each other, and I'm going to give you my sort of opinions, but not really as much my opinions. I want to let you decide for yourself how you feel about these individual weapons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I am equipped with. In a second, I'm also going to tell you, so as you can also see, that I do have Paratrooper on right now. I don't think Paratrooper affects the gun. From what I've read, and as you see in the previous video that I made, the Paratrooper makes your shots for shotgun more steady and better movement speed and fire rate. It basically is a big shotgun booster. Don't think it's going to affect the rifle. I will also tell you before we start, I'm using a scope and a silencer on all my guns. The reason for this is simple. The two guns, the Bren tuning, and no, all three of these guns actually, the RM, the Bren tuning, and the whatever it's called. I always forget the bloody name. The Caltech. All three of these guns all have built-in silencers and scopes. I also have silencer and scope, obviously equipped. Now, I want to use that because then on any guns that don't have those things, they will be equipped, so it will hopefully be a fair representation. Also, for you to note, I do have Sub-Zero, I do have Advanced Dominator. Now, Advanced Dominator, for anybody who doesn't know, does reduce the recoil of your rifle. I am under the assumption that it only does this when you're stood still. I could be wrong in that assumption, but I'm going to be stood still anyway, and I'm going to be shooting and showing you what's going on. So I'm going to try and be quiet so you can hear the type of tapping or the spray that I'm doing with my mouse each time. So I'm going to try my best to make this as fair as possible. I'm not going to change anything between the weapons. I'm just going to show you what's going on. It will take some time, and in between I will give you my opinions. So thank you for watching, and I hope that you've enjoyed this. So here we go with the Scar RM first, okay? I'm going to get approximately, let's stand to this box here, okay? I'm going to stand and I'm going to tap fire. As you can see, I'm now going to full hold spray a whole clip. As you can see, now I'm going to crouch and I'm going to tap fire. As expected, and now I'm going to crouch and I'm going to spray. Yeah. So a lot of people made comments to me about the Scar RM, that it's as OP as it's always been. I really don't agree with that, as much as you may say I don't agree with that. But hey, it is pretty strong still, definitely. It does kill people pretty damn fast still, of course, but it does have recoil now. You could see there it also has spread. Yes, it does take more effect as you get further into the clip, I understand that, but there we go. Is it a balanced weapon? No. It's stronger than anything else, of course it is. But at least they have sort of made it a little bit more balanced than it used to be, in my opinion, of course. So let's move along now. We will go with the Caltech RFB tuning. Now this is the BSC version of the Caltech RFB. The Caltech seems to be a pretty popular weapon now, people use it. I've seen a lot of people really enjoying the weapon. I think it is pretty good. I still do prefer the CG805 Bren. I think that's for BP. I think that's probably the best. It's pretty damn strong. So let's just show off this weapon anyway. Tap fire first. Almost no movement as expected. Let's reclip. Let's go with some spray. Okay, let's go with some crouch. So my opinion on this is, in all honesty, it really does seem pretty much like the Scott Oram, this gun. I don't really see much of a difference. You know, tell me again as usual in the comments if you personally feel there's much of a difference between this Caltech and the Scott Oram. But I personally don't see much of a difference. You know, so that's just me. And I will, after the end of this, I will go outside of this room and I will show you the stats so you can see the damage stats so you can compare, you know, what you need to in that sense. So let's move along to the next one. This is what I consider to be the strongest weapon in the game right now. I know ideally a silencer would not be really needed so much on this gun, but for all intents and purposes, and for the fairness basically, it's going to stay on here. So let's see, tap fire. Okay, full auto. Okay, crouch tap fire. And then crouch full auto. So there we are. So, personal opinion, strongest weapon in the game. Very good damage, very good accuracy, easy to headshot, easy to body spray. It's what the RM used to be. In my opinion, of course. It is what the RM used to be. Now this is it. And just as a side note, this is the most expensive rifle in the game. So yeah, most expensive rifle is the strongest rifle. You see where I'm going with this? Yeah. So now we'll go to some of the mastery options. We will go first with the AK-NZ and then we will show you the M4-NZ after that. So let's get into the AK-NZ. So we'll go tap fire first. I will do that again just so you can hear very clearly. That's the best that I could get there really. So now we'll go full auto. So there was the full auto. Now we will crouch. Do that again just so you don't think I'm trying to cheat. Then we'll go full spray. So there we go. And this is these are the comments that I made before about the AK-NZ. The AK-NZ in global is nothing even close to the AK-NZ in Asia. The AK-NZ in global was nerfed maybe 6 months ago, I would say, but maybe it's even longer than that now. It was basically nerfed, and ever since that point, really, out of the NZ weapons, this is the inferior one, in my opinion. Now, it does kill very fast, and as you will see a bit later on, it does have the highest damage, so if you're very good with tap firing, and you're very good at headlining people, you're going to pop some heads really easily with this gun. Yeah, there we go. Go to the M4-NZ. Okay, we will hit up some tap fire. Okay. Full spray. Crouch tap fire. And then crouch spray. Okay. So we've done the RM. As far as other popular, we will now try the BP, these BP offerings, but I won't talk about them. sorry, I forgot to mention, you know, the M4NZ, in my opinion, is damn easy to use. It's very easy to manage. The only thing I will say is it does have some spread, so if you notice the bullets don't always stay on your crosshair. So that means you either spray around the head and just hope for a headshot, or you just spray at an insane rate at the body and you kill people very, very quickly with the M4NZ. In my opinion, for mastery weapons, it's the best. It only comes second to the NX. But you know, the AKNZ just doesn't even come close. I would even use the AK Gold before I would use the AKNZ. But here is a quick test here of these BP items. So this is why I would personally recommend this as the BP option. I would personally recommend this over any other gun. Now I will say, if you're a spray type person, if you're going to body shot people and you want to put as many rounds as possible into someone, the next one, the Caltech, might be a better option because the fire rate I think is a little higher. But I could be mistaken, of course. So there we have it. There we have it, guys. Let's just test out the standard AK just so you can see how it is on our server if you don't know. And also for anyone who hasn't played with it for a while, maybe you'll be able to see what it's like. Yeah, so I mean, on this, as you can see already, recoil is almost really non-existent with the equipment that I have, but it does spread. The rounds do spread considerably. Well, I would say quite considerably. But as you can clearly see, if you crouch with this weapon, with the equipment that I have, I will just show you again, you're going to be able to very, very easily kill people. So yeah, quite surprised at that, but it's very nice that they give multiple BP options for different playstyles. So that is it as far as these rifles go. Now please understand, this is reasonably close range. I mean, this is, you know, this sort of distance. The spread of all of these weapons will increase somewhat. It won't increase dramatically, but it will increase somewhat if you're going to be shooting from like a super far distance. If I'm going to shoot here, of course, as you can see, the spread is reasonably larger. But that is basically, I've done the test as fair as possible. I'm going to now go outside and I'm going to quickly just show you the stats of each weapon. I'm not going to talk about them, I'm just going to show you the stats. So let's get outside and have a little look. Okay, let's hop into the storage. So we have the Scott Oram. So there we have it. So yeah, that's just showing you the weapons. Again, everything I said is my opinion. I would say that the top 3 BSC weapons now have got to be the Aurum, the Caltech, and the Brand Tuning. Brand Tuning is just OP as fuck. Caltech is very similar to the Aurum, so in all honesty, if the Aurum is like, if, in my opinion, the Aurum was nerfed, and if that's how they go with the nerfing, then I think the Caltech probably will never be changed. Just could be my opinion, of course. And like I said, M4NZ over the AK all the time. Even the AK Gold performs better than the AK NZ. You know, and that's that. So that is just a test for you to show you what's going on in the game. These items that I purchased for one day probably will never be used because, you know, I just got them just so I can show you guys what's going on. Thank you for watching as usual. You know, if you appreciated the content that I made, please like the video. If you're not subscribed to me, just crack on the subscribe. You know, it's not really causing you any problems. It just shows me that you appreciate the time and effort that I put into this work. And, you know, I will keep on trying my best to bring content to you. Final note, you know, more videos will come for Asia and for global, and I hope that you've enjoyed this video, guys, and have a nice day.